So Blake Lively has absolutely wrecked Ryan Reynolds, taking his public image and what should have been undeniable wins for the man and turning them into a potential wrecking ball that for months, and that includes right now, are generating negative headlines. Now, Ryan Reynolds hasn't been doing himself any favors either. You can tell that from Blake Lively's expression here with his Saturday Night Live quote-unquote joke that everyone got. You don't have to take my word for it either. I mean, just look up Google trending charts. You have his name, of course, popping up big time when Deadpool drops. But look at these other spikes here. What do you think that's about? No, it's about Blake Lively. It's about Justin Baldini. And it isn't just people online that are talking about him. Oh no, we're talking about celebrities that are now turning on Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. You and I, we're going to talk about all of this today too. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. So if you would have told me just a year ago that Ryan Reynolds would have his reputation wrecked by Blake Lively, aka Amber Heard 2.0, I would have said there is no way that that is going to happen. I mean, just 5 months ago, you had coverage talking about Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds and their playful feud over the years. Notice that word, playful. It tells you, hey, he may be a jerk, but he's not the bad kind of jerk that we cover. Enter the now, where people have been calling for Ryan Reynolds' firing so much that you have headlines being created saying, hey, has he actually been fired from Marvel? What is the truth behind this? Why is it trending? And while the rumor of firing isn't true, the damage, it is very real, to the point that even pro-Ryan Reynolds, pro-Blake Lively articles are saying, this guy, yeah, we don't know if he's the savior of Marvel anymore. May have been before with Deadpool, but going forward, how much damage will Amber Heard 2.0 and this Justin Baldini stuff actually do? And what makes this even worse for Ryan Reynolds is that the big dogs at Marvel and Disney, they're being brought in. I mean, you have legal letters that are being sent to Marvel boss Kevin Feige, Disney CEO Bob Iger, asking about the Deadpool variant, Nice Pull, and the stuff that he has to say about intimacy coordinators. And you have to remember that these are the ultimate what have you done for me lately crowd. And what has Ryan Reynolds done for Marvel and Disney lately? Well, he's brought up a lot of controversy. Again, it is tied to Blake Lively, so it's a wrecking ball straight at his career. But again, Ryan Reynolds definitely bears fault in this. And you have to wonder, what does this do impacting him and movies going forward? Now, the real damage shows when you start looking at Google Trends. And I want you to follow this with me. This is over a year. This is just looking at Ryan Reynolds in the first block here. And you'll notice the biggest spike is, of course, around the new Deadpool release. And the one thing that you have to remember about that is, sure, there's a lot of hype within these times, so you're going to have a lot of discussion, but you also have a lot of money being pumped in. This is PR. You have about $100 million advertising budget. So, of course, this is going to be the biggest spike. The thing that they don't want, this is the damage portion. You'll notice that there's a few big spikes through here, and all of these, they have to do with him, and they have to do with Justin Baldini, and they have to do with Blake Lively, aka Amber Heard 2.0. Now, if you find yourself asking, that umbrella guy, how exactly is this because of Blake Lively? How is Amber Heard 2.0 taking a wrecking ball to his reputation? Well, I'm glad you asked, and I think this graph, it answers it. This is 12 months with Blake Lively. Now, if you look at Blake Lively right here, this is the debacle of PR when she decided she was going to go out, talk about the movie. Remember how badly that thing went. This is everything with Justin Baldini. Now, when you compare the two, this is when things get really interesting. Why? Well, if you look at the dates here, we're talking December 2024. That's when all the spike starts out. And you notice this back-end spike right here. Well, Notice that Ryan Reynolds has the same thing. Now, granted, he has this monster spike, so you're not going to notice it as much. But when you compare, you notice the riser here. Yeah, same dates. You notice all of this time? Yeah, you have his name coming up. And this potential spike that they're talking about going into that time, they line up directly with Blake Lively. So this isn't happening in a vacuum. What you have is her impacting his career. Now, granted, Ryan Reynolds is not doing himself or Blake Lively any favors when he goes out and he makes statements. I mean, in fact, the last thing that he did, yeah, it went pretty badly. I mean, the media, they applauded it for a hot second, but after that, the articles started dropping about lawyer response. Yeah, when you look at these and you look at the way the public, they discussed it, and the public, what they had to say about it, it didn't go Ryan Reynolds' way whatsoever. In fact, quite the opposite. Even Blake Lively seems aghast by this situation. Now, I really wonder about this because if you look at her reaction here at the beginning, she's all smiles, right? She's like, oh, yeah, this is fun. Then Ryan Reynolds, he decides he's going to answer a question. Yeah, look at her reaction after that. She's like, oh, wait, did that actually happen? Now, a lot of this stuff is scripted. That means you know exactly what's going to come up beforehand, right? So if she knew this was going to come up beforehand, what this tells me is that she's more than willing to throw Ryan Reynolds' career under the bus. You know, first sign where she can deflect, it will become about this guy here. And watch, you know, a lot of people, they're like, oh man, this is not good. Look at the fake smiles. Kevin Costner, he's looking over. He knows exactly what this is about. Yeah, a lot of celebrities, they don't seem very thrilled by this situation being brought to their doorstep at all. Now, apparently, it went as bad as you could expect to, with a few sources reporting that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, you had celebrities gossiping about the couple amid all of this courtroom Justin Baldini drama. And what's amazing about it is that people were not only talking about it and talking negatively about the couple, but it's being reported that people were avoiding the couple as well. I mean, think about that. Truly, a year ago, you had everybody wanting to be around Ryan Reynolds. They really want to be in a movie with him. You know, he was at the top of the game. Now you have this stuff with Blake Lively, and not only are people avoiding Amber Heard 2.0, but they're avoiding him as well. I mean, that's the way that you go on that fast decline and right to nowhere. It doesn't take long in those Hollywood years. They're like dog years when it comes to your vocation. But let me know what you think about this. As always, appreciate you. Sub, like, tell people we did this. Let me know what you think. And as always, thank you.